how do you feel about the rise of hair bloggers?
I have a love-like relationship with the blogger community. I love what the blogger community has done to bring the conversation about natural hair to the forefront. Beautiful was launched really with bloggers. There's like Afro Bella, Taryn Guy. They were some of the first to talk about our product and introduce this concept of hydration into hair care. So I would not be where I am without the contributions of bloggers and those who wanted to really get the word out about the product. On the other hand, I've also noticed that there are a lot of bloggers or people who use social media and talk about hair care that don't necessarily understand hair care.
I like the fact that, you know, we're seeing these women take on, you know, this industry in such a way, and they're being revolutionary with it, where other people are now, or the people in the industry, the bigger brands are paying them now to talk about their brands or be their brand ambassadors. So I love the fact that they're, you know, being empowered to make this their career and be able to feed their families. That's what I love about it. The point of contention for me with bloggers, though, is you know, the fact that I am such a young brand that, you know, they're like, well, who are you? We don't know you. I don't know anything about your brand, never heard about it before. So I want to charge you all this money just to even put eyes on your brand, to even give you a chance. So the Hollywood mentality, that's what I think that people or the bloggers have taken that to a whole nother level. And it's unfortunate because they're not really giving a chance to brands such as mine to be able to get to the next level.
I think it's tough because I am a blogger, but I'm not up here. So it's tough because when you have the ones that are up here, they still look at me like, you know, who are you? What do you do? And I'm like, I do what you do. You know, I just might not have the followers that you have, but you know, I'm doing the same thing. But that's when the power lies in the numbers sometimes. So it's hard being a blogger, you know. I didn't set out to do this. Like, I really didn't. It just happened. And the whole blogger relationship is very cliquish.
It's very
cliquish. So.
And my thing when I approach somebody is just like, okay, you have one follower and one subscriber. Seriously? Like, you know, so of course it gets a little catty because it is so cliquish.
I have a very interesting relationship with bloggers. I guess that I work, you know, as a international hairstylist and, you know, celebrity hairstylist, and I also do ambassadorships for other brands like Remy V, you know, which really targets trying to attract more women to trying the spirit. And we often engage bloggers. Initially, people were blogging because they wanted to get the information out. So when I talked about that revolution, that revolution was because we care about the people. Now you have another group of blogger community that cares about themselves.
Exactly.
And how they're going to be able to profit from people attracting to what it is that they're doing. And I can say that while I still so love the bloggers and I love everything they do, I'm a little bit more agitated with the YouTubers, because the YouTube situation, as a professional, just irritates me to my core when you have people who are not professionals who are showing you how they do something on their hair and how it works on them. And then they're now, they've become now this spokesperson. And I will just go ahead and say, I love this whole little phenomenon that just recently happened for Patti LaBelle and her Patty's Pies. And this guy that helped her sell, over $2 million worth of pies. And he didn't even cook the pie. So that he just ate it out of the box. So that at the end of the day, how many people went to Walmart, bought the pie, and ate it right out the box? Did not follow the manufacturer's instructions, did not cook the pie, but ate it right out of the box because this person who was just so fascinating and funny and interesting, but he's not a chef, he's not a baker, he doesn't have any resources except that he's overweight and likes pie. And so that he now became a voice for pie. And I'm just going, this is exactly how that community works with hair.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You as a person and a personality become this personality, whether you have any skill or knowledge or training in this area or not. You're just fascinating for other people to watch, and you are deemed an expert.
But isn't that it goes back to our earlier conversation. The professional community, the manufacturers, gave that platform to others and have not been proactive in saying, look, we make millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands. We can produce. We have experts. We can put the content out. But in the absence of that happening, you're going to have others who say, well, here's an opportunity. There are hundreds of thousands of people who want to hear and learn. You're not doing it, so why shouldn't I? Right?
But then you also have those stylists who are not versed in natural hair or natural hairstyles who don't know how to do that. And then they look at YouTubers like, oh, how did you do that? Like, I've had my former stylist, he came to me and was like, hey, I need you to show me how to do a twist out. I'm like, what do you mean? How do you not know how to do a twist out? It's because they're not versed in that, and they might not offer that service at their salon. So then they go to the hair bloggers to figure out, how do you do a twist out? How do you do a braid out? How did you get your hair to do that? How? You know, and that's where the natural hair bloggers come in, you know? So we serve the purpose.
And you're right, and which is why it's why I end up in this kind of like seesaw relationship,
Right.
Because you have those ones who are really providing an unmet need, because in cosmetology schools across the country, there's not a lot of training or education to become a licensed cosmetologist on natural hair,
Right.
On those techniques. It's not offered. There's no training. So then you do have these people now who are providing this resource and this knowledge. And then you have but then there's this idea that they're providing this resource and knowledge, but then they're now devoid of the understanding of hair and understanding of other people's hair and not just their own.
Right.
So that then it's not them. So they're speaking to the masses, but this is how it worked on them specifically, and it may not work
out there.
Right. It may not work on other people.
No one can make you feel ashamed about your hair without your authority. You know, I don't care what anybody says about my hair or what they say in my comments.
And that natural hair revolution were consumer driven, not professional.
Right.
So that they weren't even trying